want to say, Mike, really appreciate this Advocacy Award, and it means a lot to me. It's an honor. It's recognition of some things that we've done. I would tell all of you that it's interesting how sports, and in particularly football, can shape so many lives. You take guys with different ethnicities, different beliefs, different values, and bring them together to create not only a great team culture, but a brotherhood that lasts forever. And one of the concerns that I have is that we have that moving forward. This transfer portal and some of the things in our industry, I hope we don't forget how important it is that we create this culture that student athletes stay, they graduate, they go on to have lifelong friendships. Bill McCartney, who's a dear friend of mine who we just lost about 3 or 4 weeks ago, was a great man. He's a guy that I loved and respected. He taught me a lot about his faith, his family, the importance of that. He gave us time when we were on his staff to be with our families when we were working for him. He talked about his ups and downs, and he talked about his passions. And one of his passions was the black student athlete. And I think all of you that know what Boulder, Colorado is like, it hasn't changed in the 30 years that I was there in 1987 when I came back in 2013. It's a predominantly white community, and it was important to Coach McCartney, and I think that's where I get a lot of kind of my inspirations as I look ahead to coaches that we hire and things that we look at. It was really important to him when we brought a black athlete onto our campus that they had some people that looked like them, that could experience some of the things. I remember Chauncey Billups telling me that when he came, he almost left Colorado after the first week because he was the only one of his color in a class that he had of 5,000 people in an auditorium, 500 people in an auditorium, and he was the only one that looked like him, and it was a challenge. And so McCartney said when we bring him in, and McCartney was an amazing recruiter. When he went into that home of a black student athlete, and there was an auntie, a mom, a grandmother, he owned them. And when he brought out, they owned him because when the Bible was at the table, he got everybody that he wanted to bring to Colorado, and it was really important to him. But it was important to him because he made the commitment to those mothers and grandmothers and aunties that he was going to make sure that they were safe, that he developed them as young men, that he was going to make sure that they were disciplined, that he turned them into great young men as they moved forward. And he was an incredible guy in that regard. And it really, as I looked at that, it really kind of shaped who I was and where I was going in my career. And I've been blessed to have incredible opportunities in my life. But one of the great opportunities that I had was being the athletic director at Colorado 10 years ago. And to be able to experience being back, because I went to the pro route for a little while, and to come back and to be in Colorado and be able to mentor these young men and women and to be able to hire coaches was something that I didn't take lightly. And it wasn't by happenstance that the last 3 coaches I hired in Colorado in the football program were black. Because I felt like our student athletes in a predominantly white community, in a predominantly white campus, needed people that had the same experiences that they did, that saw the world in the same lens that they did. And it was important to me to hire that right coach. And I think one problem that we have in our industry is we don't have the right pools and the right pathways for people of color to be able to get these head jobs. We need to hire more offensive and defensive coordinators for you head coaches in the room that are people of color. Because when I look at a pool of coaches that I want to hire, I look at sitting Power 5 head coaches. I look at Group of 5 head coaches. I look at HBCU head coaches. and I look at coaches that I think will be valuable to our program, and somebody that can mentor our young men and women, and our young men. And every coach that I've hired, there's been different reasons I hired. It was because I needed a defensive-minded coach the first time. The second time, I needed somebody that was going to provide stability. And the third time is I needed somebody just like Coach Prime that had the energy, that had the old school way of things that he did. But the pool never changed. And if we don't change the pool, we're not going to have the right people in that pool that are going to get these jobs moving forward. And it's incumbent on us in this room, and Mike, your organization here, that provides those opportunities for these young people that are in this room tonight that are going to have the opportunity to be a head coach. And so it's incumbent upon us to make sure that we have that right pool. And so what I will tell you is that I'm blessed. This honor really means a lot to me and my wife, and we talked about that as we came in here tonight. I might be the minority in this room, but the majority of people in this room understand that we need people of color into these key roles for us to continue to grow the base that we have. And so I would tell you that I'm honored to be here. I'm very thankful. I'm grateful. I appreciate the opportunity, and I appreciate the award and the recognition. So Mike, thank you so much.